What's up, YouTube? I really like watching in the bag videos and seeing what everybody's out there throwing, what's working, what's not working, that sort of thing. So I figured I'd do it for my own bag. It's in a deluxe bag, first of all. Got these backpack straps for them. Definitely recommended, especially when this thing is fully loaded with plastic. It gets kind of heavy. Shoulder strap isn't too great. Just other stuff. I got a little mini. Some snacks, Sharpie. Carry this little crank-powered flashlight. Pretty sweet. No batteries for the woods. Or also have a course that has lights where we play at night. And over here I got my towel tucked in right now. Portland Timbers. Some other towels, washcloths, stuff like that. A pair of socks. Keep it all in Ziploc bags just in case I get caught in a storm or something. I also have up here some basic first aid, matches, band-aids, that sort of thing. Emergency poncho. On to the plastic itself. First off, I putt with a Star AVR. This one is 172. Really like it. This particular one's very floppy, flexible. It catches the chains nice. Flies really straight. I'm digging it. I'm putting with it for, I don't know, maybe 6 months now. Sweet disc. I also throw that on some downhill shots or really tight wooded shots, but not too often because it's my main putter. Most of the time I'll be throwing this soft magnet. This one's pretty light, 165, but it might be a little bit less than that. Really awesome disc, super controllable in the woods. Throw in a little hyzer, it'll flip up and go really straight. It'll go anhyzer too, but I mostly throw it for just perfectly straight shots in the woods. If it's under 250 feet, I'll probably throw this on just about whatever hole it would be, as long as it's not a hyzer or a big anhyzer or a big hyzer. Also, fantastic disc for downhill. Play a few courses that have, strong downhill shots. This thing just floats beautifully. Another putter I carry is a Warlock. Yeah, Gateway Warlock 175. A little bit more stable than my AVR, but pretty much the same thing. It just looks like a copy of an AVR to me. Flies very similar. I kind of just carry it as a backup. Throw it. I'd rather throw this for upshots than my main putter, just because I don't care if this thing gets beat in. That Star AVR flies just how I want it to now, so I'm not really trying to beat it up. Onto final putter. This one's much more stable. It's a Discraft Banger GT Pro D. It's a 165. This thing is really stable. I really like the thumb track. I used to putt with it, but I find it just a little bit harder to throw straight, but I'll still putt with it in the wind. It's a little bit more dependable, but I really like it for upshots or short holes that hook hard to the left. Very dependable. Most of the time it'll finish to the left. Onto the mid-ranges. Probably my favorite disc at this moment in time is Discraft Meteor. This one's a 165. I bought it just for anhyzers, and I used to throw it just for that, and then I started to realize how controllable it is for just about every kind of shot. It'll go hyzer, it'll go straight, just depending on how, the angle, the release angle. If I throw it mostly flat and hard, it'll take a nice smooth turn to the right. It'll take a hard turn to the right if I release it with some anhyzer, and then if I throw it with a little bit of hyzer, it'll go mostly straight. Throw it with a lot of hyzer, and you can get it to a nice smooth hyzer. Actually aced with this bad boy at Rooster Rock on a hyzer, big smooth hyzer right into the chains. Onto Echo Star Mako. This one is a 172. I haven't really played too many rounds with it. I think just like one, and it was a super windy day, so I didn't throw it that many times. I just got back from the park and I was throwing it there a little bit. Very similar to the Meteor. It'll turn over nicely. It'll go straight. It'll go hyzer, depending on how you release it. But I'm still trying to learn it, so can't really give you too much input on that disc. But the Echo Star plastic is beautiful. That's the only one I own in this plastic, and super nice grip to it. I really like it. Onto my straight line mid-range, just a Coyote. Man, this thing just goes really, really straight. Always finishes to the left, but not hard to the left, just a soft finish and really dependable. I used to throw it just to like kind of lay up to the basket when I was really inexperienced, and now I realize that it's a super nice woods disc, and I'll throw it more off of tees, or if I have a long approach that I need to go super straight and I'm not throwing the magnet, I'll throw this just a little bit more distance. Onto a KC Pro Rock. Oh, this Coyote's 170, by the way. KC Pro Rock, multi-purpose. It's basically a mid-range. I don't know why they call it a multi-purpose. It's kind of strange, but super nice disc. This is kind of my stable mid-range. I can count on it to finish to the left and fly with it. A pretty nice hyzer. It never really turns over on me unless it's super windy. Very dependable, like I said. I just trust it to land where I want it to go most of the time. It's heavy, 177. Really like that about it. Sweet disc. Onto drivers. Start off with a Discraft Cyclone. Only played a few rounds with this disc as well, but I'm really digging it. It seems very versatile, easy to throw, very straight. Flies kind of like the Coyote or the Rock, just farther. I dig it though, and if you release it with anhyzer, it'll definitely anhyzer for you too, and go mostly straight. Very versatile disc. Is a 175. Definitely recommend it. And then carry a Viper. I don't throw this thing too much. I kind of classify it as a mid-range. I'll throw this for a hard hyzer in the woods or windy days. I'll throw it on, relatively short tees for windy days. Had it forever. It's starting to get a little bit beat now, so it's actually not terribly stable. It'll go pretty straight, but definitely trusty in the wind, which is good. Onto some understable stuff. This is Avenger SS. Don't have much experience with this disc either. I just bought it pretty recently. But I'm digging it so far. It's very understable. It just really wants to go to the right. I bought it for hyzer flips, and it seems like it'll be great for that. I just need to kind of learn how it works. Digging it so far. This one's really light. It's a 164. My first ace disc, my first good driver, which is a Star Valkyrie. Really love this disc. It flies super far. It's 150 grams, so it's really light. It's really flippy. It's still not as flippy as the SS for me, but I mostly throw it for hyzer flips in like dead wind conditions. If there's any wind at all, I'm not going to throw this thing. It's actually getting pretty close to getting retired, just because it's my first ace disc, and I'm kind of a sentimental guy. I'd be sad if I lost it. This is a pretty new disc as well, Discraft Force. This one's 150 class too. Awesome disc. It's a really overstable disc in normal weights, but at 150 it just goes really straight and finishes to the left. It'll turn to the right and then come back, and it just bombs. This thing has a ton of glide at 150 grams, and I feel much more consistent throwing it than this Valkyrie, just because of the stability of it. You put a lot on it, and even if it turns over, it's probably going to come back, and I just trust it a little bit more than the Valkyrie. But yeah, super sweet disc. I'm going to buy a couple more of these just for fun. They're really fun to throw. Discraft Stalker. This thing I kind of classify as a mid-range. I basically carry this instead of the Buzz. Kind of a Discraft guy. I mean, I throw plenty of Innova as well, but I really like Discraft stuff too, so I used to carry a Buzz. I didn't really throw it very much. I like the Rock better in the same range, and I like the Stalker better. It goes a little bit farther, but it flies about the same, so I don't throw very far. I don't have a big arm, so this thing works great for me. On to the overstable stuff. This is Star Destroyer. This probably gets the least amount of throws in my bag. I carry this mostly for windy days. It's a 170. This Stalker's a 168, by the way. I always forget about that. This thing's really stable. It hooks hard to the left. It's very trusty in the wind, but I don't throw it unless it's a windy day, or maybe I'll throw it for like a overhead shot or spike hyzer or something like that. Discraft Nuke, first run. This one's 168. It's not super heavy, but it's not super light either. Really awesome disc. Goes really far. Very trusty. I've only had it turn over on me once, and it was like a crazy crosswind that would have turned over probably just about anything. I throw this thing for big hyzers. I can't throw it straight at all. It always takes a big hyzer route, but if I put a nice snap on it, it goes far. And finally, Discraft FLX Predator. This one's a 171. Just carry this for headwinds. Maybe a hole that hooks super hard to the left. Very, very stable, but obviously great in the wind because of that. And I really like the FLX plastic. It has a great grip, nice floppy nature to it. Really dig it. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions about any of those discs, more input on them, if there's something you're looking into, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. And thanks for watching. Cheers.